What topics make you go, shut up? I used to be a divorce lawyer, which of course makes people think I want to hear horror stories about their ex. When I'm not even at work, often when I'm at a party, or out in public, I twitch. I'm a commercial property lawyer. People also think I want to hear their family divorce law stories, or their DUIs. Influencer drama. Popular douchebag. One calls popular douchebag to a poopy head and all of a sudden it's national news. Like who the frick cares? When I'm talking about something I've done or bought and the other person has to try and one-up you constantly. I have recently started replying with of course you have if they start bragging about something they have done or own that is so much better than my example. Usually these people don't quite get the sarcasm. If someone goes why aren't we talking about this, I just naturally assume now that the topic they are referring to is extremely specific to their life and in no way impacts me. Or lots of people are, in fact, talking about this, but they don't know because they refuse to leave their echo chamber. Celebrity BS. It's weird people care what complete strangers are doing with their life when they couldn't care less of yours and who you personally are. Stalkerish behavior, emo. Also when good looking people start going ooh I'm so ugly because they want someone to tell them no you're not for validation. Celebrities do this as well. When my students start rambling about whatever half-baked, crackpot half-truths of history that they got from FB, Twitter, whatever, that they believe is the gospel truth. I majored in political science and trust me, this is almost always my response when someone wants to talk politics with me. The vast majority of the time talking politics just involves hearing someone recite to me the talking points they heard from their favorite media personality, and it is rarely an honest dialogue. In most political conversations people are just thinking about how they are going to counter what the other person is saying. There is rarely an attempt to actually listen and understand where the other person is coming from to reach a consensus. It is often just a quarrel that feeds on itself ad infinitum. 100% accurate, especially the bit where you mention that people are only listening to respond and not to comprehend what the other is saying. It becomes a battle of who is right and who is wrong. Talking to understand can be mutually beneficial. Unfortunately, most political convos do not reach this point. Drama in work. Honestly, I don't give a crap how or why person A doesn't get along with person B because person C has done or said something. STFU, it's a job. Grow up and start doing what you are paid to do. Outside of work you can beat each other up all you want. My co-workers are so dramatic, it's rare I get a second of peace without having to hear someone screaming about what this other person did. I'm like, guys, we work at a pizza shop. Nothing could be that serious. Homeopathy and how it magically cured arthritis of my friend's great-grandmother after all mainstream doctors failing to reduce her pain. Right now, COVID. It's so depressing to hear about every single day, either on every social media platform or having a conversation at work or with someone else. It's depressing as heck. The amount of people who are surprised that others don't like to talk about politics is more surprising to me than the majority of other answers responses. When very young, mostly white, people try to start a racial conversation with me, a black woman, about something that is really not offending me and I don't consider racist. The newest one was thinking that white women calling black women queen is racist prejudiced. No, it really isn't. It doesn't bother me. Call me queen all day. I don't care. Can we fight real injustices before we start nitpicking stuff that isn't really bothering anyone? I can't see how America can move on to inequality and all the awful things that stem from it until they get over the decades-long discussion about what adjective to use instead of black, when black is perfectly fine anyway. As someone who has been actively suicidal in the past, it is rough when someone brings up suicide in general. But if you're the type of person to say you're depressed and in the same breath say 13 reasons why was an accurate portrayal of depression and post about your depression for attention, I have no words for how much I need to punch you. This feeling usually happens over lunch at work. I do not care about celebrity gossip or reality show discourse. And I really do not care about your diet and the nutritional content of your food. Talking about food from home while eating it, that's like the worst small talk imaginable. People who will go on endlessly about the only just legally distinct from keto diet being flogged by the latest grifter or whatever. Or keto for that matter. Any kind of diet. How about you eat what you want and shut the frick up? When people divert any conversation to themselves. I literally called someone because I really needed a friend in that moment, and after I said I needed to talk about something serious, they started talking about their day at work and some rude customer who offended them. Please, I just wanted 10 minutes. Elon Musk. I don't hate the guy. In fact, I was big fan of him in high school. I think it was probably in between him accusing that diver of being a pedophile and him naming his son XETC when I realized he really likes media attention. I've always avoided people who were obsessed with the spotlight in my personal life. I now know other people who are working towards similar scientific goals that aren't distracting themselves from their work. I've lost interest, and I think the algorithms that control my social media account haven't caught on yet. I agree with you, and I think most people don't find him as interesting as most people in the media seems to. So I was little shocked to find out he's hosting SNL tomorrow. I have a feeling it's going to be an awkward train wreck, and not the so bad it's good kind either. Someone posting about how useless their high school classes were and they wish they had learned how to do taxes. B. You wouldn't have taken the tax class if it was offered. My curriculum mandated that we all take calm, career and life management. This disbelief included taxes, credit, etc. But no, the course was a joke. No teacher or feedback. We barely covered anything but a vague idea of how to budget. Life managed. When people talk politics at work, work is for work, not political debate. If I want to debate you on politics, I'll do that elsewhere. When pastors and other Christians say something cringy, shout amen during a sermon, or try and push you due to something, and I'm a Christian myself, they are part of the reason why I am perfectly fine telling friends and co-workers I'm a Christian, but at the same time, I don't force my beliefs onto them or tell them don't do this, do that. Whether you're part of a religion, a movement, a community, or even a fandom, you should be careful of how you show yourselves to others, because people will see you as an example of whichever group of people you fall into. I know a lot of Christians don't mean any harm, but they look like they're social inept. As an American, pretty much anything relating to politics, like why can't we talk about aliens or something? Leave it to an American to turn aliens into a political topic. Kardashian anything, or any influencer shite. It's beyond me how anyone tunes into any of them. I remember something blowing up about one of them making a video of how to eat a Kit Kat. From that moment I knew America was a lost cause, besides the fact that a reality TV buffoon was running the country. It's because instead of taking care of your own personal problems or attaining goals for yourself, it's a lot easier to live through someone else. I had a roommate in an apartment in college that was obsessed with celebrities and Hollywood drama. Her life, however, was a mess, and she was never really happy unless on social media or discussing celebrities. Disclaimer: COVID-19 should be taken seriously, and those saying otherwise are part of the problem. That being said, I'm sick of hearing unnecessary doom and gloom about it too. Yeah, this is bad, but exaggerating how bad it is doesn't help either. I hear people say things like, if you send your kids to school, you are sentencing them to death, or we will just have to wear masks the rest of our lives. My friend was out for a walk and someone yelled from their window that he shouldn't be outside during a pandemic. I saw a thread where a guy talked about his job requiring him to be in office, and Redditors were telling him he should quit for the greater good of humanity. If you feel that seriously about it, go live in a bunker and enjoy living off canned beans. Go live in a bunker and enjoy living off canned beans. Sets aside empty can of beans. How dare you, sir? British royalty. I don't care about any of them, who they're dating, how many kids they have. Celebrities crap I don't give a dang about. Even when it's an actor I care about, it barely interests me unless it's something really funny. But 99% of the time it's about someone I don't care about, so it's even worse. Astrology. Go be crazy somewhere else. The weather. If we're talking, we're in the same vicinity, we have the same weather. So telling me it's cold warm today, it's kinda stating the obvious. I don't know why that kind of small talk is so common in society. Like, why weather and not I don't know. Hey, that wall is very blue. To me those statements are about the same, but for some reason saying it's cold today is deemed normal, while saying that wall is blue would be met with weird looks. Politics, if you're treating it as celebrities crap, I don't give a dang about. I'm all for debating politics, as long as it's debating and not just throwing out random emotional anecdotal opinions, but not gossiping about politics. Hey, I like talking about the weather. If a wall was grey yesterday, but it's blue today, you bet your butt I'd mention it to people. I can't go out tonight, I have to go to the gym. I'll be doing meal prep all day Sunday or else I would. Gosh, I'm so sore, my trainer really pushed me yesterday. You know there are a lot of calories in that, right? I drink 2 gallons of water a day. Can we pick a different restaurant that has gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar-free vegan food? Like, we get it, you're the pinnacle of great health. It doesn't need to be your entire personality though. Can we break this down to anyone who makes anyone one thing their entire personality? Fitness, a single hobby, gaming, I'm looking at you, their sexual identity, their political view, smoking weed, their religion, etc. Weed. I'm glad you like it, but I don't care about it. Please for God's sake stop talking about it. I'd literally rather discuss damn near anything else. When my know-it-all relatives who has lived in the US for 50 years tries to explain to me about statistics of chronic diseases, Crohn's disease, Alzheimer's and COVID, or how to cook Chinese food, I am not an expert, but I have a master's degree in biostatistics and public health, and spent my teenage and adult years studying, interning, and working in public health before going corporate developing Crohn's and Alzheimer drugs. I also co-own an Asian restaurant with my friend where I help decide their weekly specials after I have tested recipes at home. It really irks me to have to listen to someone who tries to teach or educate or enlighten me about something I have spent my life studying and working, and then proceeds to use. I have lived 68 years and have more life experience than you, as a reason to defend her false statements when I prove her wrong with a simple Google search, or when they tell me how my Chinese food is wrong because mine is not traditional enough. When I try to travel back to different parts of Asia once or twice a year to learn and pay for recipes from chefs who owns Michelin restaurants. I have 2 volumes of Cantonese and Chinese recipes from friend's father, who owned a 2 Michelin star restaurant, but passed away years ago, and gave me his recipe manual, with pricing and profit margin on all the recipes his mentor passed down to him and his recipes. That recipe manual is at least 70 plus years old, including a collection of food hawker recipes, and several hundred typical restaurant and home cook foods. I might not have cooked all those recipes yet, I am about 48 recipes in, but I do my dang best to follow the recipe. Trust fund white kids dictating their particularly snarky brand of performative wokeness, especially unprompted and when it's unrelated to the topic at hand. Also unsolicited and non sequitur political opinions. Can't stand visiting family members who spout off every single inconvenience as the Democrats or liberals' fault. I'm here to enjoy dinner with you, not get roped into your half-baked conspiracy theories. They could trip going up the stairs and somehow it'll be those damn libtards' fault. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.